to you all. We are here today, once again, as the Coalition of Progressive Gambians, to present to you a review of the year as the rationale of this program today, but also to enlighten the Gambians by informing them our steps and actions, activities over the year and the most recent ones. I have on the table
Mr. Ndau. I also welcome the media present, and my greetings to the members of my executive. Thanks once again for being with us this morning to hear from us. And as the technical advisor said, and acting on behalf of the chairperson, who is not present with us because he is bereaved. I think the sister to the mother passed away just 2 days ago, so he's held up with family matters. That's why he is not with us. We are here, as the technical advisor said, to give you a review of our past engagements and then a preview of what we are up to and the current situations looming within our country. I begin by saying good morning to everybody, and on behalf of the Coalition of Progressive Gambians, I sincerely thank you for taking the time to attend this important press conference. Your presence is really appreciated and highly appreciated and valued as we gather to share updates on our work, reflect on our journey, and address urgent national issues and matters. Let me begin by reminding you that the Coalition of Progressive Gambians, after 3 decades, I think from 1995 to date, stands as the first pressure group formed under a strong and purposeful preamble. This preamble emphasizes our commitment to preserving and strengthening the Gambia's hard-won democracy. It is anchored on key principles, that is, fighting human rights violations, corruption and police brutality, promoting national unity beyond tribe, gender, or political affiliation, and advancing the cause of good governance. These ideas form the backbone of our objectives. We strongly believe that these values are the foundation for any credible and functional democracy. However, such values can only be realized through the collective unity and participation of all Gambians, regardless of tribe, religion, or political ideology. It demands an inclusive national sense of responsibility. We must embrace the spirit of brotherhood, for it is only through collective action that we can achieve the peace, progress, and prosperity that we all desire. That is why you see all hands must be on deck to realize these national goals. Today, COPG, or the Coalition of Progressive Gambians, reaffirms its commitment to remain steadfast in holding public officials and institutions accountable. As always stated in our slogan, "Stop the corruption," we continue to inform the public through press statements of individuals or institutions found wanting. Our engagement tools include press conferences as we're having now, and this one being the first this year, peaceful protests, public litigation, nationwide tours to raise awareness on the trampled 2020 draft constitution and regular civic education sessions through our media platform. That is, we have a platform that we discuss this 2020 draft constitution. You are welcome to join the platform. You will. For instance, the peaceful protest we had in November, or we planned in November 11, 2022, was a significant move, although it was eventually postponed through the mediation of the Supreme Islamic Council and Peace Network. With a signed MOU of Memorandum of Understanding between COPG and the government, unfortunately, no tangible progress followed that agreement. Our engagements with government have always been motivated by urgent national issues expressed through our 9-point demand. These 9-point demands, I know some of you must have heard, and one of them is the rising cost of living, the full implementation of the Jani Commission and TRRC recommendations, justice for the victims of the AKI, acute kidney injuries, transparency in the Gambian National Petroleum Corporation saga, accountability for the 669 million special security account, publication and follow-up on audit reports, investigations into the Fisheries Department saga, transparency on the Banyu Rehabilitation Project, adoption of the 2020 draft constitution. Despite these critical demands, and despite our patience and willingness to engage through peaceful means, the relevant authorities failed to act. This inaction gave rise to public suspicion, with some accusing COPG of bribery, inducement, or incompetence. But those accusations ignore our consistent call for dialogue as the most peaceful and effective route to achieving national progress. We held constructive meetings with the Ministers of Justice and Trade to discuss, categorize short, medium, and long-term solutions. Yet, the ministries failed to respond to our proposal. This compelled us to intensify pressure through public protests, including our peaceful demonstration or protest on June 17, 2024, and again on November 7, 2024, in support of the 2020 draft constitution. Additionally, we filed a lawsuit against the government's decision to grant amnesty to certain individuals named in the Jani Commission's findings. We've also taken up human rights issues. The COPG was instrumental in mediating with the Islamic Council to secure the release of detainees held under unlawful conditions. Most notably, one of them, someone very vocal, Sabari, whose prolonged detention was a clear violation of his rights. These actions were well received by the public. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, despite our consistent efforts to foster dialogue, we remain disappointed by the government's lack of willingness to act on our proposals. We have reached out to the National Assembly's Committee on Human Rights and Constitutional Matters to discuss the 2020 draft constitution and the 2024 amended draft. To date, we have received no response. Currently, COPG is working on a new initiative with GSM companies and security services to establish a toll-free emergency numbers, allowing the public to report security concerns quickly and efficiently. In today's climate, national safety and public confidence in our institutions are paramount. We want to be clear. COPG is an objective partner in development. We are not a political entity. We are citizens advocating for good governance and accountability. Had the government taken our concerns seriously, many of the current challenges would have been avoided. We held 2 peaceful protests on these issues, though public turnout was low, likely due to lack of awareness or appreciation for the seriousness of our concerns. Yet, we remain supportive for all the civic movements. Recently, our chairperson was illegally detained for 72 hours simply for participating in the gala protest that was organized just a week ago. This shows just how intolerant authorities have become and just how fed up Gambians are with this status quo. Let this be a warning. Public frustration is rising. People are ready to stand up against corruption, abuse, and the decline of public institutions. We urge Gambians to prioritize national interest over personal, tribal, or political gain. The pursuit of selfish agendas today may cost us dearly in the future. For the Gambia to truly progress, our laws must be rooted in democracy, transparency, and accountability. We appreciate and salute Gala for their stance on transparency around the Janneh Commission's recommendation on the alleged looted assets. Let our recent history be a lesson to all. The price of inaction is high. We urge all Gambians to unite in the fight against corruption and human rights violations, and to support the full adoption of the 2020 draft constitution. This is our part, just peaceful and progressive Gambia that we want here. Thank you for listening.